Hey, good morning. Day 3 of my 30-day challenge on YouTube. I am shooting this on my way to work. Don't worry, I'm being safe and paying full attention to the road. If you're here, if anyone is watching this, I don't expect anyone to see this, and that's totally okay with me because this is about me getting used to recording myself, getting used to not hating the sound of my own voice on camera. It's not like a self-loathing thing. I just don't like the sound of my own voice. Most people don't. So, if you are watching this, if you happen to stumble across it, and you're like, hey, who's this chick? Well, I'm Casey, and I am a faith-based coach for women. I help women to identify and overcome obstacles that keep them from living in the fullness that God has for them. And I am really passionate about helping women to slow down, to simplify their life and surrender it to the Lord, because His ways are so much better than our ways. And so this channel is literally nothing more than me tackling my fear of recording myself. This year I'm working on doing the things that scare me, even though they scare me. And so I'm doing 30 days to just get used to it, because I know that the Lord is calling me to something. And what I want to talk about today actually has to do with that, because I felt God calling me towards a YouTube channel a couple of years ago, and I would say I've not been obedient, but let's be honest, life has been crazy. I had an unexpected third baby. I started a business, gotten my coaching certification. I am working a full-time job. I'm a youth minister with my husband. We live a very active life, very, very full and blessed life. And so, part of me feels like I've been disobedient. Part of me thinks that maybe that was just Him planting a seed at that point, knowing, because He knew, right? He knew it was coming. He knew the whirlwind adventure He was about to take me on, and man, has it been a whirlwind adventure. That's a story for another time. But when I was thinking about, like, what do I have to offer on YouTube? Like, I don't know what to say, like, I could talk to a brick wall about ice cubes for an hour, but that doesn't mean I can come up with regular content to post on not Facebook, on YouTube. That's a challenge for me. And then He slowly started working with me on some topics that maybe might be for something. And I wasn't even sure it was a YouTube thing. It might have just been a blog or a devotional, or I don't even know what. It was just things, right? Topics that He's worked on me on through the years, things that He's developed in me through the years. And I was like, okay, maybe there's somebody out there that needs to hear this. And recently, things have started feeling a little normal, right? Because when you have a baby, it takes a while for things to go back to normal. It takes a while for your mental headspace to go back to normal. And I knew I was feeling more like myself postpartum when I started wanting to listen to podcasts again and go back into that place of just learning and growing again. That was really good. I was no longer in survival mode. And if you've been postpartum, you know what that's like. And so I started looking through YouTube, trying to find podcasts and channels that spoke to me, that resonated with me. And that was a pretty big struggle. So I have found some women who are kind of in my phase of life, but they're very focused on teaching me how to run a business, which is great. I need that because, hey, guess what? I'm starting a business. And they've been super helpful in encouraging and in helping me put God at the center of my business and in helping me to grow and stretch myself. And that's super needed. But what I really wanted was something a little more conversational, a little more based less on work in this season and a little more on personal life in this season. And all I can find, I'm just being really real, and I'm not saying this to slam these people, okay? These are needed, wonderful, beautiful YouTubers, wonderful ladies, who I'm sure are following their God-given calling to touch people, right? To don't touch people, that's bad, but to to reach people where they are. And here's what I have found. I have found 20-somethings, beautiful young ladies of God, who are teaching the word from the point at which they themselves have grown to, and That's needed. That's really needed. I've found women who are trad housewives, which is cool. Like, be a trad housewife. I think that's fantastic. There's a part of me that wishes I could be a housewife and stay home and make sourdough bread and learn to knit or something like that. Because seriously, I have no talent there. I can crochet like a straight line. Sometimes if I'm really focused, I can do a pot holder. And it's not even a good one, okay? I'm not talented in that area. Sometimes I wish I could be, but it's just not where I am. It's not the life that God has laid out before me. And so that doesn't really resonate with me. Everything is about how to be a homemaker and how to make, how to make homemaking great. And it's just not where I am right now. It's really hard to find women my age, 37 years old, with 3 children, and been married for 13 years now, established in ministry and faith, been in it a long, long time, and just finding something that fit my season of life has been next to impossible. There is one woman I follow, it's the Daily Connoisseur, Jennifer L. Scott. I really love her videos. She is technically, I guess you could call her, a stay-at-home mom, but she's also an author and a long-time YouTuber and has many projects going. And so in that regard, she's still kind of a working mom while she's raising 4 children and making her home something beautiful. Because I think that you are a homemaker as a woman, as a wife, as a woman of God. You're a homemaker, whether you are working out of the home or not. But being a stay-at-home mom is not my area of life right now. And so she kind of resonates with me a little. She really touches on living beautifully at home and just living, I keep saying I gotta stop that. Just living a beautiful life and being your authentic self and caring for yourself in a gentle way and not in an indulgent, obnoxious, worldly way, where it's just like self-care, treat yourself. I say that ironically because, that stuff's all fun and good. But I think there's some toxicity in general worldly self-care. That was just a little rabbit hole. Anyway, so I like her channel. There used to be a woman on YouTube. Her name was Ashley something, and she was exactly what I would love to have right now. She was a mom. She had like 7 kids, like big, full, beautiful house, big family, loved it. She just had her 8th recently. But her channel used to be very conversational, very what God is doing in her life, what is speaking to her. And he shifted her in a season where she started kind of leaning in another direction in the tone of her channel, which is cool for her, but it's just not where I was, right? And so I'm just missing that, I think. I've rambled a lot to say that I think that what God is calling me to is to create the thing that I need. And I tell people that all the time. I say, if there's something that you need and you can't find it, then the odds are there's somebody else out there who needs that too, and they also can't find it, so create it. I told my husband this the other day. My husband is a stay-at-home dad. I don't know if I mentioned that. He's a youth pastor, stay-at-home dad. He homeschools her children. And, gosh, I gotta stop saying that. And there's this dad tribe on Facebook. Cool group, right? Like it's a bunch of dads who are just looking for connections and wanting to get together. And once it got started, it was a lot of let's go to a bar and let's do these activities that are definitely not conducive to a man who is following Jesus. And so, not bad, like they weren't doing terrible things or anything. It just wasn't a godly lifestyle that they were leading, and that was obvious. And so he didn't want to become immersed in that. And I told him, if you're looking for this group of dads who are connecting in a way that is not, detrimental to your walk with God, then somebody else out there is looking for the same thing. So create it. And so I think that is where I am, is that what God has called me to create is actually something that I desperately have wanted for some time now. I'm gonna stop saying that. And so I think that is the direction that we're moving in the YouTube channel. So from here on out, I think I'm just going to start talking about some things that God has laid on my heart and just see what comes of it, flesh some stuff out. So if you're watching this, you are totally my guinea pig, and I apologize for that, but I don't at the same time because you're watching it. So that's what I hope my channel will be, is something that's conversational, something that is geared towards women who are not necessarily in a season of being able to be, stay-at-home moms and homemakers and meandering barefoot through their kitchen making sourdough. That's not a slam. That's a little bit of envy. I love that. I love a slow life. That sounds beautiful to me. It's just not where I am, and that means it's probably not where a lot of other women are too. So if you are a woman who is growing in Jesus and is tired of watching 20-something-year-olds on YouTube, God bless them, they're great, and other 20-something-year-olds need them, but if you're not a 20-something-year-old anymore, you need something different than that. So if you are that, if you are I don't like the word mature, but I guess that's where we are now, right? I've got some gray hair to prove it. If you are a mature woman of God, wife, mother, seasoned in those things, and maybe your life isn't the traditional baking bread and planting roses kind of life, and you're good with that, and those things are beautiful, but that's not where you are right now, and you're trying to enjoy the season that God has put you in, because there was a season where I kind of fought against it, and I was kind of frustrated and thinking, why can't I have that? Why can't I be the stay-at-home mom? Why can't I be the woman who gets slow mornings at home all morning with the kids, and I get to be the one to homeschool them and do all these things that I have great ideas for? And then I just realized that if that was for me, that God would provide that for me, because He is good and He is faithful, and He gives us the best things, better than the things that we want for ourselves. And so I just have to trust Him with that. I have to trust Him that this season He's put me in this place that He's put me in is good for me, and it's better than the thing that I think I want for myself, because He's never not given me the best thing for me. He's never brought me to a place that was not good for me, even in seasons where He's brought me to a place that was hard, a place where I didn't understand and I wasn't comfortable. I can look back now and go, oh, I see what you were doing there, because you used it to bring forth these beautiful, beautiful things. And so that's where I am. It's just accepting and embracing the season that God has put me in, and hopefully creating a space for someone else like me to feel heard and understood, and to grow, and to just be. Because sometimes you need to just be. I am a chronic learner. I have a problem with just wanting to consume all the things that are educational, and I want to learn more, and I want to grow my business, and I want to take the next step, and I want to do, and and sometimes what I'm looking for is just a podcast or a channel that just allows you to be, not to have to scribble down any thoughts furiously, but just to think on things, to reflect on things of the Lord, to appreciate the beauty that's in our lives, even if it's not the beauty we would have chosen for ourselves. So if you are there, and if you exist at all, imaginary person watching this at some point in the future, then I will at some point come back and link my official channel, when that exists, into these notes, so that you can click it and find what it is that you're looking for, because it seems like you might be looking for the same thing that I am. And so if that's the case, then keep watching and keep showing up to see if I'm going to complete my 30-day challenge, and cheer me on and pray for me. And I hope that if you are scared of something that God is calling you to, that you will take the next right small step, that you will do the thing that scares you, because I know you can. And if He's calling you to it, then He will equip you for it. But you have to take steps of faith. So that's all I've got for today. Happy Friday. Have a fantastic,